Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning, sir. I am fine. Thank you for asking. And how about you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. Did you have a chance to go through today's notes?
Yeah, I think it was all about money.
Uh, can you tell me the topic?
It was all about money.
Only money? They
Money
use
in currency, I think.
money and currency, they've said.
Mhm.
Don't you think it's a kind of a little redundant? Currency
Yes.
and money. Do you think they're one and the same?
I don't really think so that it is same.
So what is the difference?
The difference, of course, currency is something which we are deciding for a country specifically. Like if I'll say that in India it is rupee,
Mhm.
and in another country in US it's dollar, it's
Mhm.
currency. But and money, of course, what I can say that money is something which has the power to purchase something.
Mhm.
So the purchasing power, that's money.
Okay.
Specifically it can be different in another countries, but money is something like we can say overall, just money like in all around the country. But for the country specific there is a different currencies, but all the things are those are just money. Dollar is money, and rupee is money,
Mhm.
and just taka is money. So yeah.
Okay. So when I say the word banks, BAN,
Mhm.
what comes to your mind?
Yeah, the bank, of course, that comes to my mind. The first, go there and deposit the money. They are going to keep your money safe, and they
Okay.
will give you a little interest. And apart from this, of course, you can take loan from the banks. After that, you
Okay.
will have to pay that, and you will have to give the interest as well. So the bank is a kind of the system where you can take money and you can just keep your money. That's it.
Okay. Okay. So where else do you have banks? You are talking about banks that handle money,
Mhm.
right? Where
Mhm.
else can you think of when the word banks?
Blood bank,
Mm,
actually. So
yes.
and mhm. and and which kind of banks are there actually?
Uh, I'll give you an idea. The
Mhm.
sides of a river is called are called
Oh, that's bank, of course. Yeah.
river banks. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
river banks. And what do those river banks control?
They're controlling water, like
Uh, the
the
flow of
flow,
water
of the
or
river.
the current of water,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
current and currency of water.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yes.
see banks and currency, right? Same
Yes.
way
Mm-hmm.
here you have banks and currency. But
Okay.
the
Yes.
word current means several things. When the word currency means flow.
Mm-hmm.
Simple meaning is flow. It can be flow of water, it can be flow of money, it can be flow of blood, it can be flow of
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Yes.
Anything which controls the flow is called a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, this is currency and it
Yes.
is not money. Money is something that has store value. If
Mm-hmm.
you save it, it should increase in value.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you save money in your bank.
Mm-hmm.
It will take, for simplicity sake, we'll take Indian banks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will you gain more value or lose value if you save money in a bank? Say, for example,
Uh,
you do FD for
mhm.
5 years.
Mhm.
After 5 years, would you have accrued more, right?
Exactly. Why not? If you will do the fixed of 1 lakh, you will get some more amount from there.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this is what the banks are using to fool us, because
Mhm.
they give you interest of how much? 6.5% on FD.
Mhm.
For senior citizens like me, it is 7%.
Mhm.
Okay. And what is the inflation rate?
Yeah, the inflation rate, I think in India it's the similar
Ah,
7 to 8% at this moment, I think.
that is the doctored value of the inflation. The
Mhm.
real inflation is about 12, 11 to 12%, which
Oh,
is
okay.
almost double the amount of interest banks pay.
Mhm.
So you multiply that by 5 years, whatever interest they give you, add together, you would have reduced your purchasing power
Mhm.
because
Yes,
of
right.
interest. So you are
Of
actually
course.
losing money if you put it in a bank.
Right. Yeah, but the people, they are not able to understand that
Ah,
system. So
they
because
think
they just think that 1 lakh they will get 1,30,000.
30,000.
Mhm.
But today, what 1 lakh buys, tomorrow 1,30,000 will not be able to buy.
Of course, even though the 5 lakh also will not be able to buy the same thing, maybe.
Ah,
So, mhm.
see, at 11% for 5 years is 55%.
Mhm.
Okay. At
Yes. Mhm.
6.5% in 5 years is 32.5%. Right.
Exactly.
So so this is what governments do to fool people
Mhm.
all over
Yeah.
the world. All over the world. Okay.
Yes.
Now, supposing, fortunately, we are registering, our GDP is registering a positive growth,
Mhm.
6%, 6.5% growth rate. Fortunately,
Mhm.
supposing it were to stagnate or go into a recession, which is negative growth, where
Mhm.
industries
Mhm.
shut down, like what happened during COVID, what happened during demonetization, so on and so forth. When industry is closed, you have a negative growth rate.
Mhm.
If negative growth rate and increased inflation combine together, we are screwed.
Mhm. Mhm.
Real money is gold
Yes.
because it is appreciating in value.
Gold, you can say somewhat like property, like a piece of
Yes,
land.
yes.
Mhm.
The only difference between property and gold is that property you cannot predict at what rate it will appreciate. The price will appreciate. At what
Yes.
rate we will not know. But gold,
Mhm.
we have a trend. That's the
Mhm.
first difference. Second difference, liquidity.
Yes, we can buy just gold. We can sell gold whenever we want. Mhm.
Ah,
Mhm.
real estate or property, you cannot sell it
You
at
can't
the
predict.
price.
Maybe you'll have to wait for years and
Ah,
years. Mhm.
ah. So this is the only difference between the two. Okay.
Mhm.
So now, once upon a time, when the Reserve Bank belonged to this country, do you
Mhm.
know that the Reserve Bank does not belong to India anymore?
Oh, I don't know that.
No
Like, but
bank,
of course. Uh-huh.
no bank in India belongs to India.
Oh, okay. But we call
Because
it Reserve Bank of India.
India,
Mhm.
like we call Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil, none of these are Indian companies.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll give you a very good example. There are two companies, there were two companies. One was called Hindustan Lever, mind you,
Mhm.
Hindustan Lever. The other was Unilever. Of
Yes.
these two, which do you think is an Indian company? Only one of them is an Indian company. Which do you think is an Indian company?
Hindustan.
That's what we think.
Mhm.
Unilever is the Indian company. Hindustan Lever is a foreign company.
Oh,
Shocking, right?
yes.
This is because of the elitists. They are called the elitists. Or the more common name for them is Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
They own everything in the world, all the banks. Until
Mm-hmm.
recently, there were three countries who who were not under the influence of this Illuminati. You know which three countries?
I don't know actually. Maybe the USA.
No, 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 no. They were the first. Okay, three countries that were not under the influence of Illuminati. One is Iran.
Uh-huh.
Two is Cuba.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now these two countries have also fallen to the Illuminati. They are now under the Illuminati control. There is the third country which is still not yet under Illuminati control. You know which country? North Korea. That is the only
Mm-hmm.
country that has not come within the fold of the Illuminati. That is why America is so against North Korea. America is run by Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
They determine
So,
who will
uh-huh.
become president.
Mm.
The one time they went wrong was with Trump. Trump was originally placed there as a dummy candidate.
Mm.
He was not even supposed to become the candidate. Forget about president. He was not even supposed to become the candidate. But fortunately, Trump became the candidate, and then he went on to become the president also. That is why the second time around, they stole the election.
Mm-hmm.
They rigged the election. And that is how Biden came to power. Otherwise, Biden will not be in power now. Okay.
Mm. Yes.
So this is a misconception that because it says Reserve Bank of India, it is an Indian bank. No. They decide how much money is available for the public. How much should the bank hold? Once upon a time, that was not the case. And for each rupee in circulation, there was 1 rupee worth of gold in RBI. If they give out a rupee, they will have 1 rupee worth of gold. Only then this 1 rupee will come out, which means zero inflation.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened? When during Mrs. Gandhi's time, there was a massive famine in India. People were going hungry. They had nothing to do. There was no rains for 5 years straight. No rains for 5 years. No crops, no cultivation, no agriculture, nothing. What will people eat? At that time, she
Mm-hmm.
asked America for help. They asked her to come over to discuss. She went there. At that time, 1 rupee was equal to $1 US. They
Mm-hmm.
asked her to devalue the Indian currency. Only then we will help you. Okay. The
Yes.
rupee was
Mm-hmm.
devalued. It went to 16 rupees to $1 overnight. All trouble started for India.